Hello everybody, welcome to a Town of Salem guide video. I wanted to do a quick guide video for you guys for being evil in Town of Salem because I feel like evils kind of have the short end of the straw right now. A lot of town power. It feels like it's kind of dominating the game and making it kind of hard for evils to play and get wins. So I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a guide. I'd say 5 rules to keep in mind when you're playing evil that can maybe help you win. Hopefully, especially if you don't know them already. Some of you might already know some of these. You might not know all of these. First of all, I'm going to start with some heavy math for you guys. Don't claim, you don't have to claim what you show up as. So in the video playing in the background, I'm a werewolf, but I'm not going to claim sheriff, right? Because if there's a known werewolf in the game, sheriffs are going to look suspicious by default. Same as if there is a known SK in the game, SK is making kills, any doctor claims are going to look pretty suspicious just to start with. The reason being, people almost always claim what they show up as, but there's not really a great reason to do so. Here's the math behind that. Do you sometimes have to claim what you show up as? Yeah, when you get spotted by an investigator, you definitely have to claim what you show up as. But what's actually the chances of one investigator, at least one investigator, being in any one game of Town of Salem ranked practice? Well, I actually did the math. And with the 2 TI spots and the 3 random town spots, it's about a 55% chance of there being an investigator in every game. One investigator, at least, in every game. What does that mean? That means that about half the time you're playing ranked or ranked practice, there literally is no investigator. And if there's no investigator in the game, why the heck would you feel like you have to claim what you show up as? Claiming sheriff as werewolf is only going to get you caught or get you suspicious unless you're able to trick people by actually finding legitimate mafia by scum raiding early on and proving yourself, so to say, as a sheriff. So it's not always the right call. In fact, it feels to me like it's often the wrong call to claim what you show up as. Claim something that you can defend. Claim something that actually fits in the role list. If there's already 3 confirmed TIs, maybe claiming sheriff as werewolf is bad for more than one reason. Not only A, are you going to seem like a werewolf, but B, you're also kind of claiming a weak spot because there's so many other TI claims and town's going to want to lynch somebody. They're going to claim that they're going to lynch the sheriff that probably is a werewolf anyway at that point. In addition to a 55% chance of there being an investigator in any particular game, one investigator or more, the chance of a random investigator, or the chance of you getting randomly investigated on night 1 is about 7%. Now that chance goes up every night because more people will die and you'll become one of the people that needs to be investigated. But the chance of you randomly getting investigated and found out night 1 as being Sheriff X Werewolf is not very high. There's a 55% chance of there being an investigator in the game. There's a 7% chance that if there is an investigator and they randomly investigate night 1, that it's going to be you they find. So there's really no good reason to be claiming what you show up as in the first couple days anyway. It's better, in my opinion, to try to claim something that you're good at claiming, something that's going to be a powerful role that town doesn't want to lynch. And if you claim pretty early, and you're claiming, on your own, and you're not pretending to be quiet and being silent, then why would an investigator, if there even is one, investigate you anyway? You've already made your claim. So you don't have to claim what you show up as. Get that out of your head. Sometimes you're going to have to, like when you're found by a confirmed investigator, but not all the time. I suggest being ready to claim what you show up as only if you have to, but otherwise claim what you can fake. And that brings me to rule number 2. Have a fake will or claim ready. I can't say how many times people are put on the stand and they go, well, I've got nothing. It's like, come on. It doesn't take much to make a fake claim. And at the end of the day, at least if you have a fake claim, there's a chance that town or evils will vote you off. Don't forget, sometimes majority is pretty close, pretty similar, and you only need 1 or 2 people to NO you in order to get you off the stand. Well, if your mafia knows you, and you can convince the neutral evil or the other neutral killing or one town that you may not be mafia, you might be able to get off the stand for free. There's been a lot of times I've gotten off the stand when I probably shouldn't have, but it's because I had a will and a claim ready and somebody else didn't. And they're like, all right, well, let's get the claim from the other person then, and I live for another day. There's no really good excuse to not have some sort of fake will and fake claim as an evil. It should be one of the first things you work on when you're getting into a game, if you're trying to actually win, and hopefully you are. All right, rule number 3. so bold that it can't be fake. This is a rule I've been trying recently where I'm just trying to be as bold as possible sometimes with my claims. The more evil I am, the more evil my role is, and the harder my role is to defend as an evil, the more bold I'm being with my claims. And the theory behind it is just like, at some point it's going to feel like, man, this would be a tough claim to get away with if this person's actually evil. And that's what I'm kind of trying to bring in there for another level of protection. It's not that I'm always going to claim super bold roles, but sometimes when I think that it's my only chance, I'll take that bold claim. So in the background right now, you're watching an Arsonist gameplay where I actually claim Spy. I don't win this game in the end, but I get way further along than I should claiming Spy when Mafia dies basically in the first couple days. And I nearly win it. I was one Douse Knight away from winning this game at the end. And it's because I claim Spy as an Arsonist. That's a bold claim for an Arsonist to try to make, because Mafia can sell you out. But I got lucky. I made a bold claim. Mafia died off without selling me out, and next thing you know, I nearly pulled it off. I probably would have if I had a little bit more help from Neutral Evil and Mafia while they were still alive. Number 4. Rule number 4 for evils, you got to manage your majorities. This is a tough thing for evils to do, and really what it comes into, or where it comes into play, is that when you are either Mafia, but some of your teammates are dead, or maybe you're a neutral killing, you have to manage the majorities. There's going to be times as neutral killing when you have to kill off other Mafia on purpose. You have to vote against other Mafia, or I should say vote against Mafia. Let's say that you're a werewolf, like in this particular video in the background. There are times when you have to sit there and say, well, listen, if I don't vote off Mafia, they're going to have a majority. And that means they get to kill me whenever they feel like killing me then. And I don't want that. So as a neutral killing especially, but also as Mafia if you've lost some of your buddies, you have to kind of pick and choose when you're going for town and when you're going for other evil roles. If you just completely only ever focus on killing off town, all right, well, you'll kill off town, but then you're going to lose to Mafia in the end. Or if you're Mafia, you only kill out town, that's great, but you're going to lose to the Arsonist in the end. They're going to ignite you. So you have to manage majorities as best you can, and using that kind of power in order to ensure your best chance of having the ability to win the game towards the end of it. You're playing a ticking time bomb basically when you're playing as neutral killing or also as a weakened Mafia, and you have to manage your majorities to make sure nobody gets too much power to just bring you off the map. Number 5, my final kind of rule for being evil in Town of Salem is don't give up. In the video that's playing in the background right now, I'm actually playing as an executioner. And I get the unenviable job of claiming as a medium as an executioner. The reason why I chose this, well, you know what? You'll just have to watch the original video to find out why I chose medium claim. But here's what happens in this game. I get put up on the stand because I look a little evil and I feel a little weak. And man, I'm thinking to myself right now, well, there goes my X game. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to sit there and just claim, well, okay, listen, I'm executioner. Don't lynch me. It's not going to work for you. You're not going to get any favors from town by claiming that you're evil. Please don't be mean. Town doesn't often like to listen to that. So what am I going to do instead? I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to stand on the stand right here, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be have a little bit of righteous indignation, basically. Like, what do you mean I'm evil? Come on, like this is what I've got. This is my facts. Don't sit there on the stand and talk mean words about the town and how stupid they are. You're not going to win any fans that way. What you have to do is you have to buy them out in another way. You have to buy them on your side by simply being there and being correct. Bring in some knowledge, bring in some fact, and you got yourself a good chance, I hope, of getting some real value going for you. So there you go. That is 5 beautiful, wonderful ways that you can kind of influence the game as an evil to give you more chances of beautiful, beautiful success. And it worked for me in all these games, actually. I think that there was value that I got from these rules. And if you're looking to win more games as a evil, I think that taking these 5 rules into consideration will be very powerful for you. Obviously, it's not always going to be sometimes you're going to have to claim what you show up as. Sometimes you're not going to have a great fake will or claim ready. You should at least have something. That's basically an unbreakable rule as far as I can tell. sometimes you're not going to be able to get away with a bold claim. You're going to have to go with something that makes sense and isn't too complicated, and just try to hide and stay in the background for a little bit so that you can continue to live for another day. Sometimes you're not going to be able to manage the majorities. You're going to have to hope that town just chooses somebody other than you to focus as. And sometimes you're going to just lose your focus, and you're going to sit on the stand and just say, you know what? I tried my best, but you guys are right. This time, you got me. But the key is really